Hello and welcome to our last unit in our Teaching Kind Kids course. So we have covered so much in this short amount of time, and we've gone hopefully from just surviving, not really sure if you know how to teach it, what you're doing, how to make sure your kids are kind, crossing your fingers and hoping for the best, to then really connecting with your students, understanding how to create that culture, and then moving on into understanding and feeling empowered and now thriving and confident as educators into how to teach this kind of social emotional learning, how to get the most out of our time with our students to make sure that they are kind. So just to recap as we're moving forward, in that first unit it was all about setting the groundwork, creating that culture so that kids want to be kind, removing the obstacles, making sure their basic needs have been met so that they're more willing to want to be kind, creating that school and classroom culture that is kind and warm and inviting, where students can feel safe to raise their hand, emotionally safe, physically safe, where we've set those clear expectations with those two rules. We're connecting with them often so they know that they are wanted and they are in a safe place. And then we move on to the basics of teaching kindness. So talking about kindness, being consistent, being relentless, modeling kindness, using praise and encouraging that, and then weaning them off of needing that. Using the think method, teaching them how to be kind to themselves by using the backwards golden rule and affirmations, and then how to be funny without being mean. And then speaking of mean, we moved into the next unit, which was the mean stuff, those little things that add up, and the mean girl, the cliquey stuff that can quickly lead into social or relational bullying, and then finally bullying and harassment, and what the different types of bullying are, what it looks like, what it sounds like, how to prevent it, who is going to be your most targeted students, and then how to act, what to do next when you know it's happening or when you think it's happening, and coming up with a plan, an actionable plan, so you are confident that when a student or a parent comes to you and says, my child is being bullied on this campus, I need help, please help me, you are confident that you know how to help them the best way and that you are doing everything in your power to help them. And then we moved into of course, those positive peer relationships, which are going to help bully proof our students, give them those healthy emotional relationships with their peers, but then that makes our classrooms just easier to be in. It makes less drama on the playground, less of it seeps in and takes away from your academic curriculum time. It helps them figure out what's a good friend, what's not a good friend, and dealing with peer pressure and that self-regulation and deciding for themselves and knowing that they are in charge of their own actions, what they say and what they do. And so now we're ready to get into the meat of social emotional curriculum. And it's no coincidence that it's at the very end and it's actually just one little unit, because all of these other things are way more important when it comes to teaching social emotional learning. It's that weaving in and out of your day. So before we move forward, a couple of kindness truths. If we are, after this whole course, these are some things that just should be, this is universal, this is what we know. We have to be, if we're teaching this, relentlessly consistent. We have to be constantly reinforcing it. We know that the little things add up. We know that we have to expect kindness. That is the baseline. Those two classroom rules or two school-wide rules, this is just the baseline. We are kind, and then we follow directions. And we know that kindness is a learned skill, just like bullying is a learned skill. And over time, it will become a habit for them. So they will need less teaching. They'll need less reinforcement. They'll need less reminders from us, less refereeing of the drama that, can happen. There'll be less drama on the yard. And we know that social emotional learning is essential in our classrooms and has a very valid place in our curriculum, because we are teaching the whole child. We're not just teaching them to read and write. That is not our job as educators. We're teaching them to think and how to interact with people and to want to learn and to want to continue to be learners. Then they have to love school. And so we have to create that space for them so that they want to be here and they can then interact with people in positive ways. They can collaborate and they can use teamwork and they can interact with each other in ways that will set them up for success as they get older. And we are creating that kind, warm environment that's going to then boost their confidence, boost their desire to be around us, to be around their peers, to be in school, which is going to increase their academic success all around. And we know that because the kindness and the meanness is going to come in waves with our students, we're not aiming for perfection. It's not going to be sunshine and rainbows. Kids have bad days, they're going to regress, they're going to forget, somebody's going to yell at them at home, and that's going to seep into their then actions, their reactions. We can always go back to basics. That second unit, go back to pull back on, put more praise on, put more encouragement on, talk about it more, pull out an old game you haven't played in a while, pull out the kind or trash, or pull out the Skittles game, or have more discussion starters going so that you're going back to the basics. And always come back to focusing with connection, making sure that they feel loved and safe, and they know that you are a trusted, safe adult that they can come to, that they can just come to get a hug or a wink or a nod or a reassuring, or they can just sit near you, they can just physically be near you. You are the constant, you are that adult that they are needing. So we're constantly, consistently, repeatedly talking, reinforcing. This is not a one-time thing. And then we're also going to continually be looking for those bullying behaviors, those students who maybe are acting that is not in the best interest of everyone else around them. Maybe it's just mean girl stuff and it's slowly escalating to bullying. It usually happens kind of slowly and it builds up, it ramps up. We're looking for that because now we know what to look for. So now we can be on the offensive and be protecting our students even before it happens, or right when it's happening, we are there, we know that it's happening. So as we are diving forward and we are going to be figuring out how to specifically fit this curriculum into our already jam-packed lesson plans, and if we're in secondary school, our jam-packed little schedules, we only get them for a short period of time. How do we do this? I'm going to show you how to make it daily. I'm going to show you how to use those simple, normal, everyday little acts of kindness to make it a habit. We're going to make it fun. We're going to gamify it. We're going to challenge them. We turn anything into a game and all of a sudden they have more buy-in, and we're going to keep repeating it. I'm going to show you how to do all of that, different strategies, different techniques, different things you can use to make this a reality for your classroom. All right, I'll see you in the next video.